This is my challenge to you. Live in the end, even past the point where your mind wants to do it. What is the case is we all know that circumstances don't matter. We all know that if we want a specific outcome, we need to reside within the end result of that specific outcome already being in place. We all logically know this. But when it comes time to really put it into practice, when it comes time to walk in the walk, our human monkey mind gets in the way. The ego gets in the way. And what we find ourselves doing is trying to use logic to solve a problem. Or we spiral, or we worry that it's even going to work, or we feel like we're lying to ourselves, or any number of opposition. So my challenge to you right now is to do the best you can and dare yourself to live in the end, even past the point where your mind doesn't want you to do so. Because we fall apart. We have that, there's that moment where a certain amount of thoughts, a consideration, or something to that nature comes up. And then that's when we switch back into human, I'm going to make things happen, instead of higher being, my subconscious mind is going to make things happen. And it's that moment right there where we fall back into our old state of mind and can often struggle to create the results that we want to create. So I dare you right now to notice when you're getting to that point. I challenge you right now, to notice when you're getting to that point where you want to just go at it with logic. You want to send that text to remind them that you exist. You want to put up a comment section complaint. You want to, what are some other things that people do? You want to stalk their profile. You want to see when they've been last online. You want to apply for 1 million jobs because you haven't heard back from that one. When you notice you're about to tip over that edge and go right back to operating from your old monkey mind, the old version of yourself, I dare you, or you dare you, I challenge you, you dare yourself to live in the end, just past it. Don't do the thing that your mind wants you to do. Push past it. Continue, even through fear that it won't work, even through doubt that it won't work, even through uncertainty, even through boredom, even through feeling like you're lying to yourself. Make an effort to put yourself in a better state of mind and then choose to live in the end anyway. Have that trust that it will work out. Have that trust that you don't need to step in physically, or you don't need to work it out in your mind, or you don't need to have a plan B in your mind. Now, I'm all for plan Bs. I want to preface that. But plan B's created from a state of calmness and is there if I ever need it, but I know I don't need it, is very different to a plan B due to the fact that you are aware that you don't have it, you're fearing that you're never going to have it, and it's all falling apart. But in that moment, when it feels like it's falling apart, in that moment when it feels like you can't do any better, you can. We all can. Even me. I know for a fact that I could still manifest even more effectively than I do now. And I'm pretty damn good at it because there's always room to do better. And I can assure you, based on my own experiences, it's that moment when your mind wants to go back to the old way that if you just push past, if you just trusted, if you just didn't engage in the old way of engaging that you would always engage, that's when you make or break. It's almost like you've just reached the peak of the mountain, and if you could just push past, that's when you can enjoy the slope. That's when you can enjoy the slide all the way down because you've put in the graft to get up there. By pushing past that moment, by trusting in the law, by trusting in your capabilities to do so, and daring, even in spite of what the 3D may be showing, what your mind may be thinking, how you may be feeling, what actions you want to take, to just get yourself to a level playing field and then choose to trust. Choose to take that step in faith of the desired outcome. In faith that this does all work and it will work for you. Because so many of us get right up to that point and then we let our ego win. We get right up to that point and then we let our monkey mind take over and we go right back to who we were. It is very easy to affirm when you're in a good mood. It is very easy to affirm when nothing bad has happened. But those moments when you're, and I use this term not in the way typical LOA coaches use it, when you're tested by the universe, I don't mean that the universe tests you, I just mean that there's an opportunity for you to show who you now are. It's in those moments when we can really make the difference. When we can really say, actually, you know what? I'm not going to react in that way because that's not who I am anymore. Who I am doesn't react to those kind of things because either A, it doesn't faze them, B, it wouldn't be in their experience. So I'm not going to react to it. I can choose my reactions. I can choose my thoughts. I can choose my feelings. I'm the observer of them all. Therefore, I can choose them and I will not react in that way. I'm going to choose to focus on a desired outcome. I'm going to choose to focus on a possibility of joy as opposed to dwell in the possibility of that we're fearing. Because fear is just based on some potential outcome. A positive outcome is still just as potential as a negative one. So why do we dwell in fear instead of the positive? Instead of hoping for the best but preparing for the worst, which is a mantra that most people live by, and hey, look, most people aren't living the lives that they like, why don't we start preparing for the best, and worst case, we deal with the worst? Because, and this is going to sound super corny, but I also really like this statement, you have never lost a battle if you're still here today. Since you have managed to get up and keep going, no matter what you have experienced and are still here today, you have never truly lost a battle. That means you are 100% success rate at winning battles in your life. This is just another one, and it's just in a different way. So instead of preparing for the worst, but hoping that manifestation works, let's trust that manifestation works, prepare for its working, and deal with the worst when it comes. Because you've dealt with every worst that you've ever experienced up to this point. So why don't we just deal with that one if it ever comes, prepare for an outcome where we never experience it because we're living our best life. And to do that, keep going even past that point where your mind wants you to go back. Take into account Monday's video. Does this serve my end? If yes, great, keep going. You're going to tip over that boundary, that tipping point. If no, cool. What does serve my end? Let me focus on that. Let me trust that. Let me choose that. Because you have complete control over your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Even when it feels like you don't, that is just one side of your mind winning. The side that you don't want to win. It's still your mind. So grab a hold of it and choose to trust in the law. My biggest successes have come from just surrendering to the end result, and whatever happens will happen because I know that it's going to happen. You can have that too. So when you feel like it's just not going to happen, when you feel the fears, the doubts, the anxieties, the stress, the frustration, all that ooey-gooey bullshit, push past anyway. Do it anyway. What do you have to lose? You're already not experiencing your desire in the 3D. So bar a few exceptions where things are like, what's an example? Yeah, lawsuit tomorrow. Even then, you can still turn that around. But you're already experiencing the worst of it because you don't have it. So therefore, what more do you have to lose? And think of how much you have to gain. So when you get to that point, push past. And if you don't push past, just imagine me coming and flicking in your forehead. Because some of you are very far away, so I don't feel like it's worth me walking all the way over there to flick in your forehead. But if you give up, I'm going to flick in your forehead. But push past that boundary because it will yield massive results. And on top of that, it'll also help you learn to trust yourself as well, which is so important in all of this. But I really hope this has helped. If it has, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon. And what's the other thing that I say? If you do need any one-to-one help from me specifically, down below in the comment section and the description is the links to all of my services where I can help you with just that. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you kick some ass. Bye-bye.